I turned ESPN on just in time to watch all the whining, bitching, and moaning, all the normal race baiters talking about Shedeur Sanders. Let me add to it. I wouldn't want Shedeur Sanders anywhere near my team. Children do not win in the NFL. I'll tell you the conspiracy. Daddy a pain in the ass. Kid a pain in the ass. Kid's talent not good enough to overcome the pain in the ass. It's history. It's every industry. The race car, doesn't matter who's actually been drafted. It matters that Shedeur Sanders wasn't drafted. Shedeur Sanders was all the rage this weekend, and many entities, including the race-baiting clowns who ignored the fact that the first quarterback taken was an African-American, who ignored that Jalen Milroe, who was a quarterback taken before Shedeur Sanders was African-American. And I'm going to come out and just simply say it. I wouldn't want Shedeur Sanders anywhere near my team. There, I did, and then I started seeing videos of Shedeur Sanders. I don't give a rat's ass whether or not he's black, white, green, or purple. He seems like a child. Maybe he's not. And maybe everybody made a mistake except for the Cleveland Browns. Hey, for the kid's sake, hope so. For Cleveland Browns' sake, hope so. Him or Dylan Gabriel or whomever. But I wouldn't want Shedeur Sanders anywhere near my team. I need serious people as my quarterback, and I don't give a damn if you think that's racist or not. I wanted Sanders. I said the Colts should take Sanders, but the more I've seen of his antics, the more I can say, hey, man, good for you, Cleveland. Go, 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 because children do not win in the NFL. Cam Ward, hey, I saw an interaction between Sanders and Cam Ward. That's an adult. That's a serious dude with serious thoughts on his mind. Sanders is a little insecure kid. I don't need that in my quarterback. I don't care. He's probably a nice kid. Seems like a decent quarterback. But I don't need his action. All you race baiters can suck it. Of all the places in America, of all the workplaces in America, to not be called racist, the NFL is number one. I think Clay put this out. More African-American millionaires have come out of the NFL than any other industry. I don't want to hear it. No, I really don't want to hear it. The woke gas bags couldn't help themselves criticizing the entire situation. Mel Kiper, who I really like, made a jackass of himself to the point where Reese Davis, who's hosting the show, had to say, suck it, Mel. Mel Kiper is saying 50 years of quarterbacks being misevaluated. Oh, shut up. You were the one telling us Jamarcus Ellis is the next John Elway, or Jamarcus Russell, excuse me. No, I had enough for the whole weekend. I turned ESPN on just in time to watch all the whining, bitching, and moaning, all the normal race baiters talking about Shedeur Sanders. Let me add to it. I just saw this, the prank phone call that Shedeur Sanders got. Yes, the defensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons should just knock his kid out. Not really, spank him, do whatever. 21-year-old entitled pain in the ass going through daddy's stuff to make a prank phone call. But as with Sanders and everything Sanders, much ado about nothing, because we've seen over the years all these guys get prank phone calls. Tyler Warren got a prank phone call. That kid Cooper DeJean, prank phone call. White, black, green, or purple. Everybody getting a fake phone call. What needs to happen is mommies and daddies need to start disciplining the little children who are making the damn prank phone calls. I'm all about prank phone calls. Hey, is your refrigerator running? Yeah. You better catch it. Hey, do you have Prince Albert in a can? Yeah. Let him out. I get it. Okay, fine. But the prank phone call trend sucks, but I'm tired of hearing it's race-based when it's Deion Sanders. Oh, Shedeur Sanders. Oh, just shut up. Just shut up with all that garbage. I've had enough. Deion Sanders didn't get drafted, but like 28 out of 32 or whatever the number is, African-American people did. So what's the conspiracy? I'll tell you the conspiracy. Daddy a pain in the ass. Kid a pain in the ass. Kid's talent not good enough to overcome the pain in the ass. It's history. It's every industry. Kids' talent not good enough to overcome being a pain in the ass. Man's talent not good enough to overcome being a pain in the ass. Woman's talent not good enough to overcome being a pain in the ass. Grandfather, white, black, green, or purple's talent not good enough to overcome being a pain in the ass. In every industry, those people get fired. All you got to to do is watch Sanders after he gets drafted, out with a rapper, all the crap, opening up freaking money boxes and all the stupid stuff. Now, you can say, and this is dumb as well, people don't want strong black men in the NFL. Oh, shut up. That's exactly what you have. And by the way, why is a strong black man identified as strong because he wears a gold chain? Why isn't Cam Ward seen as strong? Why aren't some of these linemen that literally bald? The one lineman whose mother passed away right after. Why aren't they seen strong, tough? Why isn't Cam Ward, who sat there with Neon, whatever the hell, Shedeur Sanders' kid, listening to him bullshit, chest bump him, and act like a clown? Why isn't Cam Ward considered, quote, a strong black man? I think it's much stronger to be focused on your career, to be focused on the job at hand, to have life goals and stay with those goals. I think it is much stronger than acting like a damn jackass. Now, that's just me. That covers white, black, green, purple, old, young, woman, man, whatever. It is far harder to focus on goals every single day and be disciplined every single day than to act like some jackass. But acting like a jackass, opening money boxes, acting like an idiot, you know what? They get the respect, and I don't understand it. I don't care if it's white or black. I don't get it. Easy to walk around like a clown. Easy. Hard to focus on the job at hand, and that's what Cam Ward did, and I can't wait. I hope Cam Ward has a great career. Hey, Shedeur Sanders, I hope you have a great career too. Hell, I don't care who has a great career. But I'm just saying, why isn't it considered to be strong, to be focused on goals? Period. Stephen A. Smith trolling. It's a damn disgrace. How in the hell is Shedeur Sanders not off the board, not drafted yet? Y'all still think this doesn't have anything to do with them hating on Deion Sanders? No, not at all. I don't think anybody's hating on Deion Sanders. See, what Stephen A. Smith's trying to do is get the interview with Deion Sanders. This has nothing to do with hating on Deion Sanders. Zero, zip, nada, nothing, zero. This has to do with teams being tired of an act whose talent doesn't overcome the act. This kid's a first rounder. No, he's not. You know what the definition of a first rounder is? Being drafted in the first round. In a different way, this is Kaepernick all over again. No, it's not. No, it's really not. It is to this degree. People didn't want to deal with the Tebow religious zealots. They didn't want to deal with the Kaepernick zealots. And they didn't want to deal, in this Shedeur Sanders case, with a kid whose talent didn't override his bullshit. That's that simple. Now, you can make this out however you want, but this is a damn disgrace. No, it's not. And I don't care what anyone says. Smith says, good. And I don't care what you say. In every freaking industry, I don't care what industry, if your bullshit doesn't override your talent, boom, you're out. You're out. Period. Here's Shedeur Sanders. Someone just texted me this message, and they're absolutely correct. This is a bad look for the NFL. Really? This feels like Kaepernick-like collusion. All the hard work the NFL office puts in to eradicate these kinds of perceptions, only to turn around and watch as the owners look like they're colluding, messing up everything. What has been done to Shedeur, this is Stephen A. Done to Shedeur will outshine everything in this draft. We'll never believe this is just about talent evaluation. Again, it's never been about talent evaluation, you moron. Never. No. Why do you think they have interviews? Why do you think they hire private eyes to watch, to learn, to scope out? It's never ever been about talent evaluation. If your talent overrides your bullshit, good. There's your evaluation. If your bullshit overrides your talent, and that includes how you are as a teammate. None of this, including me, has any idea how this kid is as a teammate. I know what the rumors are. I know they're not great. None of us knows what actually goes into this or what went into this. Nobody knows. If I were a team, I would have probably taken Sanders, if I was based on talent, somewhere in the third round. I wanted him earlier. But you do these evaluations just like any other business. Guy has a great resume. You sit down with him. You realize he doesn't fit with my business. Whether that's good or bad, who knows? Of course it's not about only talent evaluation, you idiots. Never has been. Never will be. You got a fit quarterback? You kidding me? We've seen here in Indianapolis. We drafted a stud, talent evaluation, fourth. He's a child. The Colts have admitted he's a child. Middle of big games, he taps out. Doesn't play the last 2 weeks. Why? You don't need children at your quarterback spot in the NFL. These are billion-dollar businesses. If you want equal but special treatment, as the race baiters are claiming, fine. Do it in another industry. Pressure another business. The NFL doesn't need the hype. The NFL doesn't need Stephen A. Smith or any of the race baiters to like them. The NFL's bigger than all this. They don't need the crap. And as a quarterback, I better be serious. I've said this all the time. I said this about Andrew Luck. He didn't have what Brady and Manning had, which is an indescribably tough ass. I'm going to work to be great and win Super Bowls. He didn't have what Kobe or Michael had. Same thing. That's why when people ask me who's going to make it in the NBA, I don't know. Because how hard are you going to work? And if you're already starting out being a jackass, throwing money at it, giving you a starting quarterback position, ain't going to solve the problem. That's what this is about, and everybody's afraid to say it. I don't want to hear it. Skip Bayless has to chime in. Here you go. Here's Skip Bayless.
So if it's not football, what is it? Are there racial undertones here, racist undertones? You be the judge. Racism is so hard to sort of grasp and prove, but it just stinks. It smells of racist undertones, of too many white people in charge in this league who just roll their eyes at both father and son at Colorado.
Well, people roll their eyes about everyone. But no, there's no racial undertones here. There's nothing racist about this. This is business. And people hate business when it doesn't favor what they think should happen. Hey, business is cold. Business is hard. Big business, colder and harder. This is billion-dollar industry at work, making decisions. And people don't like it. People don't like it. Yeah, maybe it is directed at the dad. So what? That's part of the deal. Daddies are part of the deal. Yeah, maybe it is directed at the kid and how he interviewed. That's part of the deal. You ever get a big-time job without interviewing? Anybody out there ever? Anywhere? Anybody ever get a job that's a decent job? Hell, I remember I thought, you know what, maybe I'll work in a hardware store here. So I put an application in. I did. I was kind of bored. They're like, hey, Dan, you're the most overqualified guy ever to work at our hardware store. You know, but I kind of like you guys. I go to the hardware store. I kind of like it. They're like, hey, we'll bring you in for an interview. Of course you have an interview. But we didn't like how the interview went. And we didn't like how this kid didn't get drafted. And so it's racist. No, it's not. It's people didn't like you. Hey, white, black, green, or purple, people don't like you sometimes. 32 owners, 32 GMs, 32 coaches had a chance over 4 rounds. I'm no math major, but 32 times 4, that's 8, 128 chances to pick this guy. Everybody's colluding. Everybody. Everybody's saying this one kid is a great, great player, but let's collude against him because we don't like his daddy. That's the dumbest thing I have ever heard in a lifetime of hearing dumb things. Yeah, 128 times, 32 owners, we're going to collude against this guy. Hey, get over yourself, Dion. Get over yourself, Shedeur. You ain't that important. You ain't that important. You're not. That the whole league is going to face a lawsuit for collusion over you? Are you crazy? What, you out of your freaking mind? Now, Mel Kiper made an ass of himself, absolute ass of himself all weekend. Here's Kiper.
No, I don't know what we're talking about here.
You're right. You're right.
Yes.
You're right. But you know what? Mel, the draft has spoken.
That's right. That's the key, Mel. It's not putting a value judgment on whether those who passed were right or wrong. They did.
Yep.
So now, whenever you're in circumstances in life, whether you like them, whether you don't like them, whether they're fair or whether they're unfair, you might have to deal with them.
That's
and
right.
now Shedeur Sanders has to deal with
everything.
And for whatever reason, whether he played a minute, microscopic percentage, 0%, or it's a legitimate criticism of the way he conducted himself during the draft process, this was the result.
Yeah.
Now he has an opportunity to answer it. I think yelling at the NFL about it is not.
There's not a quarterback. Boomer Esiason was not happy when he was a second-round pick.
Tom Brady was not happy.
They dropped. How'd they turn out?
And you know what?
Nobody's arguing that can happen.
Race, the NFL has been clueless for 50 years when it comes to evaluating quarterback. Clueless.
Yeah, okay. But you're not. I mean, you've had so many wrong picks. Just shut up with that. I mean, seriously, don't act like you're above the NFL in your draft. I go back to Jamarcus Russell. He's going to be the next Elway. Uh-huh. Were you race baiting then? Or was that what you actually thought? You got to understand, what have I told you about the media? What have I said? I've said in NBA and NFL circles, white media, Kuiper, scared to death to be called racist. Black media wants to get with the party. I'd rather be on the black media side, but that's what it is. I mean, I think Windhorst said it. Both media are so damn scared or so damn trying to get in that nobody does anything honestly. White dude's scared to death, man. Mel Kiper's scared to death. He can't go on national TV and say anything other than what he said, or else maybe some people are blackballed from getting information. So he goes along to get along, or gets along to go along, whatever the hell the saying is. That's what's happening here. Well, you guys nuts? Kuiper gives the Browns an A+. Browns made a splash return to the first round after sitting out day one for 3 straight years. That, of course, aligns with the Deshaun Watson era. They traded their 22nd, 23rd, 24th first-rounders to Houston in March 2022 to sign Watson to a $230 fully guaranteed deal. Subsequently got 19 touchdown passes out of him over 19 years. Watson is currently injured, too, after re-tearing his Achilles, so all eyes were on Cleveland at number 2. Everyone expected Hunter to be the pick. Good. Here's the quarterback room. This is Warren Sharpe, who I really respect. Warren Sharpe said, holy shit. Browns quarterback room is hilarious. Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. Remember, they picked Gabriel 2 rounds before Sanders, and I ain't mad at that either. I'm not mad at it because you want to accumulate quarterbacks. Josina Anderson, who is America's moron. Deshaun Sanders needs to use all this as fuel, just like Lamar Jackson did. Critics can become footstools. That's right. No African-American women on the NFL draft coverage. Of course not. I don't know why. I mean, why? Okay. I didn't see any, I don't know. I didn't see any white dudes or white women on NBA coverage the other night. What's the point? What, Josina, baby, you had a shot, and then you were kind of whacked out. And, well, anyway, the draft was nuts. The draft was insane, and I'm here for all of it. Okay, Josina, you'll be all right, baby. Investigation time. Apparently, everybody and their mother gets pranked. And apparently, Shedeur Sanders, he got pranked. And everybody's mad about it. The NFL is opening investigation into Shedeur Sanders' prank phone call. Of course, somebody prank called Cooper DeJean on draft night. Nobody got crazy about that. Everybody wants to say it was because of black. And a guy, Jeff Ulrich, who is a defensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons' son did it. His son went through his stuff and found the number. That son needs to be spanked. That's right. I said it and I meant it. That son and all the rest, a little pain in the ass, little kids that are, quote, influencers on YouTube or on TikTok or on InstaFace, as Bill Belichick, weird guy, by the way, calls it. They all need to shut the hell up. Now you've embarrassed your team. You've embarrassed your dad. And I got to say this, too, but why is this a big deal? I don't know. I felt bad for Sanders when I actually heard it. Dijon, Tyler Warren got pranked, couple white guys. It isn't some big racial deal like we're making everything out to be. It's really funny. No, it's really, really interesting what's going on in this draft. What a weekend. Man, oh man. Then, of course, President Trump had to get in on it. What is wrong with NFL owners? Are they stupid? Deion Sanders was a great football player. Okay. And was even greater in the NFL. Okay. He's also a very good coach, streetwise and smart. Okay. Therefore, Shedeur, his son, has phenomenal genes. Okay. And is all set for greatness. That's elite. I mean, I get it. The president thinks that, most powerful man in the world, but 32 general managers, what they have, 128 times they could have picked the dude and they didn't. He should be picked. Why? Because of his dad? That's what you're saying? I don't know. Immediately by a team that wants to win. Good luck, Shedeur, and say hello to your wonderful father. Okay, Donald. All right. See, the thing you got to realize about the NFL, and by the way, I'm being sarcastic here. Oh, they don't want to win. No, they don't want to win. Man, there's dudes up on murder charges that get drafted. Don't tell me about collusion. Don't tell me, well, that's probably not true up on murder charges, but there's guys that do a lot of shit. People didn't think Sanders' bullshit outweighed his talent, or thought his bullshit outweighed his talent. That's why he didn't get drafted. Get mad, glad, angry, or sad. It's all horse shit. Oh, man, Mina Kimes. Mina, baby. Mina Kimes, who still hasn't apologized for falsely calling out OutKick for racist tweets against her, went on TikTok to defend DEI hires by calling herself a DEI hire. Well, we know. Look, Mina, every time you open your mouth, we know you are a DEI hire. We know. We see you. She makes $2 million a year. A year to analyze a sport she's never played, wants us to see her as some sort of victim. $2 million is not a victim. $2 million with absolutely no credentials to do what you do other than the way you look or the way you were born, who your mommy and daddy were. You can't be a victim. She's mad because a troll online called her a DEI hire. We all know she's a DEI hire. She's not telling us anything she doesn't know. We don't know. We listen to her stupidity. We listen to her ignorance. And we all know she is a DEI hire. What's the problem? I don't see a problem. Sources say Kimes' employer places financial incentives in managers' contract that reward executive for hire employees of color. That's true. I was told that by a guy that is one of them. ESPN management is incentivizing to hire candidates based on the color of their skin. That's not progress. That's racism. Excuse racism, as I call it. That's Bobby Bragg. Absolutely. I had a manager tell me that when I was there. I don't know. It is what it is. But she doesn't have to tell us. See, Mina Kimes should, at one point in her life, stop trying to bullshit. Study, for once, the sport. Quit trying to be a victim. Quit trying to worry and call out others and be thankful. You make $2 million to do what? What do you do? Nothing. You have idiotic takes based on nothing. You lie, certainly lied about OutKick, and that's the only one that I've ever been involved with, so I'm going to assume all of your bullshit is lies. And quit being a victim. $2 million with no credentials to do the job you got, simply being hired because you're Asian and a woman, and you're bitching, whining, and moaning? What are we doing? Seriously, being thankful is something I am every day, and I look like this. Hey, sometimes you just should shut the living hell up and be thankful. It's that simple. Instead of bitching, whining, and moaning because somebody called out exactly what you are, a DEI hire. You were hired because of your diverse look and being a woman. That's it. You're put on TV for that. Nobody ever says, oh, I wonder what Mina Kimes thinks of this. Nobody's ever going to say that. Cash your checks, do your little thing, appeal to the, quote, cool kids with it's wild to think, and all the other little sayings you got. Get on Le Batard's show, get Pablo Torre and the other DEI hires together, and collect your money and have a great time. Don't bitch about it. Don't whine about it. Nothing to bitch about. Nothing to whine about. You got a great life. Live it, baby. Oh, speaking of great lives, it was all, oh, man. Shannon Sharpe got resurrected by Stephen A. Smith. Started a podcast, Club Shay Shay. All the cool kids went on it. Yay! And then it happened. The past caught up to him. Man, did the past catch up to him. I didn't even know about the stuff at CBS. Holy cow. How is this guy ever hired? Say it with me. DEI. Anyway, so Shannon Sharpe is currently off. He's stepping away from his role on ESPN and First Take. There's a civil lawsuit, $50 million civil lawsuit, and he had it so good not 3 weeks ago. He got resurrected. I didn't finish the story. There was rumor he was going to get $100 million for his bullshit podcast, Club Shay Shay, all the good stuff. And then it happened. Oh, boy. All right. Now there's a civil lawsuit alleging he raped an ex-girlfriend, uploading a statement to social media maintaining his innocence and vowing to return to ESPN by the start of the NFL preseason. I don't know that sports books take odds on that type of thing, but I don't know, man. See, what Shay Shay needs is an uproar. What Shay Shay needs is all of his friends, white and black, to start the old "this is racism" line. That's the only way he comes back by the NFL preseason. Or if he pays her off, gets rid of it, and next thing you know, ESPN's too afraid. The guys in Building 4 are too afraid to have all the racism thrown their way. I don't know. My statement is found here, and this is the truth. The relationship in question was 100% consensual. At this juncture, I'm electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties. I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. Sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and outgoing support I have received from my family, fans, friends, and colleagues. Okay, cool. I ain't mad at you. At the very least, Sharpe is a headache. This is where we're at. And this is what you don't want. You don't want a headache. He's a headache to employ. He was a headache at CBS, FS1, and now ESPN. What did I say earlier? When your bullshit outweighs your talent and production, it's time to go. There's also a question of whether ESPN wants to continue to do business with a nearly 60-year-old man involved in a toxic relationship with a 19-year-old OnlyFans model. It's one thing, hey, you hit on a girl in a bar, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but now at OnlyFans, I don't know, man. This is just my theory, and I don't think it's been proven. But I got to believe if you are a man of some type of stature, which certainly Shedeur Sanders is, dealing with OnlyFans folk, that don't seem like a good idea. No, it doesn't. It does not seem like a really, really good idea. It just doesn't. Get away from OnlyFans. There's only a few things undefeated. 72 Dolphins, 76 Hoosiers, and you know what it is. It's undefeated. It never loses. All right. Now, this is sad. Adrian Peterson has another run-in with the law. Man, people keep forgiving Adrian Peterson all the bullshit that he does. Adrian Peterson was arrested Friday night for DUI in Hennepin County, Minnesota, according to media reports, after Peterson spent Thursday night at the Vikings NFL draft event where he served as a draft analyst. There you go. This is not his first run-in with the law. In 2020, the NFL great was arrested for felony domestic violence after an argument with his wife turned into a visit with police at LAX. Man. In 2014, Peterson was suspended for the final 6 games of the 2014 season without pay after the NFL learned of an incident of abusive discipline towards his 4-year-old son. Man. All right. I don't know what to say other than I hope the guy gets help. I mean, how do you be abusive to a 4-year-old? Come on. The DUI, what are you doing? And domestic violence at an airport? I don't know. It's like Richard Sherman. I just heard an ad where Richard Sherman is called a great guy. I'm like, wait a second. I know a lot of people that haven't been arrested a few times. Fake tough guy, back to Stephen A. Smith. He's at it again. He's still embarrassed about his confrontation with LeBron James, claiming he wasn't scared during his confrontation with James because he knows everywhere he goes he has protection from the likes of his personal bodyguard, local police, and the FBI and everything. Because he is an investment, and then he makes a lot of money for the mouse. I would wonder, does he really? Like, does he really make a lot of money for ESPN and Disney? Does he really? I mean, does that show really make a lot of money? It's easy to say because you are on TV that you make money, but man, that NBA show stinks to high heaven. He's absolutely a non-entity in football, and he does have that show, and they keep saying it's the most popular show, but does it really make money? Like, if you're going to give this guy $100 million, does he make $20 million back? Could anybody else host that show and make $20 million back? I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. Here's Smith.
What do you feel would have happened if you would have swung on LeBron?
I know a lot of people think that, and I really didn't want to talk about it because I don't want to talk about him, but the bottom line is this. People can say I get my ass kicked. Fine, go ahead. Did you see who I walked in with?
I did.
He was 10 feet away. So whatever's going to happen would have had to happen quick. Because that brother right there that is 330 plus, that is my bodyguard, not to mention a whole bunch of other people that I usually have around me, I really have very little to be worried about. Anybody could get got, and I'm fully aware of that. But one of the other things on a very, very serious note, everywhere I go, ESPN knows. Local police, FBI, everything. He's just with me.
Right.
But I'm always guarded because I'm an investment. We got people out here that's got people protecting them, and they bringing in a little paper. I make a lot of money for the mouse. So if people want to think that I'm just walking around and I don't have anybody around me, he's just my blood. That's like my brother right there.
Right. So,
well, okay, that's smart to say. I mean, I know what, he's doing here. He's basically not wanting any more confrontations. So he's making a big deal that my daddy will protect me, right? I love this. This is the funniest thing ever. He got called out. He was face to face. He got berated, sat down like a little wimp. And that's what he is. Come on. I mean, look, let's be honest. I've got security with me at all times is very smart for him to say. But the bigger issue, do you really make money for the mouse? Do you? I don't know. Interesting. I don't think anybody, not being legit, maybe some do actually, tune in to Countdown or whatever their show is called to see what he has to say. Maybe they do. I don't know. If you tune into his show, which is not going to have Shay Unk on it anymore, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I really don't. But I do get a kick. I do. I absolutely get a kick out of him trying now to be a tough guy. Tough guys don't say, hey, man, I got bodyguards around me. Here's what I have said. Many people have wanted to kick my ass. I say, look, I don't have anybody around me. I'm easy to find, but it's not going to be as easy as you think. That's the only thing I ever say. Because I get a lot of people that say, if I see you, I'm going to kick your ass. I say, all right, two things. I'm bigger than you think, and it ain't going to be that easy. Now, would it really be that easy? I don't know. But I know this. I don't have a security guy around me, and I get people talking shit about me all the time about, if I see you, I'm going to punch you. Actually, Friday, three things. Doctor's point, went golfing. And then my buddy's son was working at the most popular bar, Upstairs Pub. And I said, look, I'll be at the Upstairs Pub Friday afternoon. Oh, if I see you there, I'm going to. Okay, so we were there exactly when I said. And you know what guys did? They took pictures. I bought a round of shots for a table, couple pitchers of beer for these guys, couple for these guys who said they were fans, and we took pictures. Nobody's. I'm just telling you, man. Oh, I love it. I love it. Stephen A. Smith is just sad that he got called out and people are calling him a wimp. All right. Jalen Hurts was mum when asked if he planned on attending the White House with the rest of his teammates this week. Star running back teammate Saquon Barkley said, hell yeah, he's been hanging with Trump. Good for him, man. Hey, look, the most powerful man in the world, I don't care who it is. I want to hang. I want to see what's going on around here, and Trump's interesting. Good for Jalen Hurts. I mean, Jalen Hurts has got to be down to clown, I suppose. Good for Saquon Barkley. I've told you, ever since I watched Iowa against Penn State, this is way back when Saquon was in college, and I saw him interviewed, I thought, this is a great dude. I'm a big fan, and I am. Good for Saquon Barkley. He's been hanging with Trump. Why wouldn't you? Hanging with Trump seems like a pretty good time. It really does. Hey, you be mum, Jalen. Here it is. Here's Jalen Hurts going silent.
Are you planning on visiting the White House next week? Got it. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Here is Saquon Barkley. Here's a picture of Saquon Barkley hanging. I love it. Saquon Barkley, he just hanging, man. There he is. He's hanging with Trump. Why not? I mean, any intelligent person, I get it. You got to live in your community and all that stuff. I understand. I do, I swear. But any intelligent person wants to hang with Trump. If somebody said, hey, man, would you like to spend a day with Putin? Yeah. I want to see what this is about. Hell yeah. You want to spend a day with Zelensky? Why wouldn't I? I don't know. You want to spend a day with Catherine Levitt? Yes, that's my dream job. Press secretary, president of the United States. Doesn't matter the president. I wonder if OutKick could get that done for me. I had that done. The head of, I think it was the Ohio Senate, my friend, Randy Gardner, had that set up for me way back. But then I don't know what happened. Maybe it's 9/11. I don't know. Something happened. But anyway, good for Barkley. Why wouldn't you?